if you don't mind, like, I'm going to call it a medium for this,
Okay.
for the purposes of episodes of viewers kind of relate to what it is. But when is the first time that you really, well, let's start with this. When is the first time that you realized and knew the abilities that you have?
That's a good question.
Right.
Knowing,
I'm good at asking good questions.
Knowing when, I guess I kind of felt like when I was really young, I would see things, and I thought everybody did.
When you say things, you mind? I'm just
I
asking.
saw, like images and people, and I lived in an area that was very wooded.
Okay.
And at that time, it was whenever you were home, your parents wanted you out of the house.
Oh yeah, those were the good days.
Not in the house. And so I spent a lot of time in the woods, and I had friends that were in the woods, and I thought other people had friends that were in the woods too. But
So
when
like people, like friends, you would see images of people, but
correct.
not necessarily.
The main one was a guy named Tucker,
Okay.
who was a little older than me, and he was from the time of like the woodsman, Indian kind of
Wow.
area. He wore buckskin and all that kind of stuff, and he taught me a lot about stuff in the woods where I was tracking animals and doing stuff when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I didn't know what I was doing.
Wow, you were 4 or 5. You
yeah,
were young.
Yeah. But when I talked about it, when I went home, my parents would say, "Well, and I'd talk about it. My brothers would go, "What are you talking about?" And beat me up. So I learned pretty quickly not to talk about it. But then as I got older, I kind of went through different phases where you are afraid of it, of the things that you're seeing or hearing or feeling. Other times it was very entertaining. It depended on my maturity and kind of where I was in life.
Right. And when you say you're seeing or feeling, is it something that's constantly there, or is it something that comes to you?
At that time, it would come at different times, and I didn't notice it constantly. More recently, in the past, recent past, it's constant, and you kind of acknowledge it, but you kind of leave it there so that you're not feeling like you're in both places at the same time.